the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Boo.
The latest thing is crunching 4K shit and it's fucking portable.
Yeah.
So
now,
that's Final Cut,
right?
And this hardware.
Well, okay, that's ProRes probably editing, but there is a world that does all uncompressed video editing.
Sure, yeah.
You know, and those files are ginormous.
But would you be mobile? Would you really want to be mobile?
No, but that's when you're doing the offline online thing.
I just need 1,000 Pro Max, and I'll do it. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know how that stuff works. That workflow evades my personal experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't live in that world, so I don't understand that workflow very well.
I am just on the fringe of probably having what I call a template without actually spending any more effort into how do I just rinse and repeat this once I have the footage that I need and just putting it.
Here's what's funny about having that
into a thing.
Once you have that template, right, that you can rely on and I can just drop the new files in there and make my adjustments,
right,
my minor adjustments. You end up forgetting how some of the shit works because...
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I do it all the time because I don't use NLEs enough, and I mix up Premiere, Final Cut, Media Composer, NLEs, nonlinear editing systems.
Oh.
So, like Final Cut, Premiere, Media Composer, what's the... Blackmagic has one that we test with. So there's 4 major ones, right, at a minimum.
Right.
And so I'm like mixing and matching these in my testing, and also, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm going to make a file, it's Final Cut if I can.
Yeah.
Sometimes Final Cut won't do what I need to do.
Okay.
So I have to work in Premiere. Like some files, Final Cut won't give me. It doesn't give me enough fine detail over encoders and stuff.
Okay.
It's very here's your encoder. I'm giving you this file. You have no adjustment. Premiere's like, hey, here's every fucking handle you could ever want.
Right.
And go ahead and fuck your shit up. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying that's a wise choice, but I'm going to let you run with it because we're Adobe
Final
Premiere.
Cut's like this. Oh, you want to set that to 2? Good luck.
That's a mistake, and I won't let you do it.
I'm not going to tell you that it's going to give you a shit file, but I mean, okay. And then you get a file and you export it and go, this fucking doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know?
Premiere
lets you do that shit. Tim Apple's like, I'm going to baby you.
No.
And you probably don't want to do all this other bullshit, but here's a file that's going to work in most situations.
Yeah. Did you mean something else?
Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, yeah. Premiere is very much the handle grabber, slider changer, bit twiddler, export tool.
Yeah.
Final Cut, you can do all the same files, but it doesn't let you
turn the knobs and twist the... Yeah, anytime I'm goofing off with After Effects, and then that chucks in the Adobe encoder.
Oh, fuck that.
I'm like...
Encoder.
Okay, there is so much shit going... Listen, I only want one thing here, and you just handed me 500 fucking options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are even some of these options?
I have tons of plugins and some really hot shit for After Effects, but I go so long in between
using them.
I'm like, okay, really what I need is just a Final Cut template plugin that's just going to slap a thing on here.
Yeah.
Because I really want to do the After Effects stuff, but I don't have 20 hours to rebake all of that stuff to okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to start the thing I wanted.
Yeah.
The cycles aren't there.
No.
But one day I will have all of the tools.
Yeah, it's a fascinating industry in that regard. I mean, I've been working in the video industry for 25 years now.
Yeah.
Literally. I don't use the tool. I use the tools, but I don't use them in the professional manner that a video editor who's working in this stuff every day would use them.
Yeah.
So some of the stuff that's built into some of these nonlinear editing systems are foreign to me. Like, I mean, I don't know what that does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the things that I'm good at, I need to generate a testing file.
Yeah.
I can build a timeline for that without a problem. But if I'm doing like some complex thing where you're compositing or blah, 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 or keyframing, blah, 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 it's like, it's going to take me a bit to get there because it's going to be trial and error for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
speaking of trial and error.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
Welcome to the show.
What number are we at?
179.
Oh.
Sad Dad's Club podcast.
We got Foo over there.
Jim over there.
And
speaking of tools.
I'm a tool.
Well, hey. Well, I got a bucket full of tools.
I'm a broken tool.
I got a tool in my hand. Same thing. Like,
yeah.
I think, so my early career in sysadmin was like command line, hands in the gore of operating system stuff. The tools just weren't there. Like that was one of the things about Windows. It was like, oh, there's a tool for, and you're on Unix or Linux, and it's command lines and switches and a string of things and just good hammering on the keyboard. And in the enterprise, in like configuring things, there's like a being in the shit, a knowing, affords a knowledge base that further along that I've gone in the enterprise, not 25, but 20-something years in admin stuff, the tools have started, even on Unix and Linux, have started to rope in, at least on an enterprise level, all of the things that kept me fresh with command line things. Like, how did this actually work? Well, the enterprise or the bank or whatever has migrated to this tool that does all of these things for you. Like, and then we end up in some of these things where it's like a triage moment, or it's. But
like, I remember there used to be a way to do this just by itself.
Wait, how did we actually use that? Well, now we've got the GUI. Well, this thing doesn't have it installed on it. Okay, hold on. The command for that was, and you're Googling something.
Yeah.
10-something years back, these tools started to aggregate and consume a lot of the nuts and bolts understanding of how things worked. Yeah. And yes, there's an ease of use, but without hammering those yourself, myself, some of that, it just kind of went away.
Your fine motor skills of Unix.
Yeah, just kind of like, okay, I know
there's a way.
I know there's a way.
Yeah. But how did we do it?
But I've done it probably 50, 100, whatever amount of times.
Right.
But when you go a couple years or more without having done it,
with a specialized tool that's made to do that stuff.
I don't remember how to do that. I'd have to fucking Google it, kind of a thing. Mike does that every once in a while to me, like in talking about network stuff, or Will, when I listen to him and Will talk about, setting up NATs and shit like that. It's like, I used to understand that. Like, he could like blink at me in VPN or NATs, and I would understand. Oh, routing, some masks. I get it. I get it. Now, it's a step or two removed when him and Will start talking about something specific. Like, I remember that, but I would have to take a primer in order to put my wang into the conversation without being like, oh, Foo's read a magazine. And no, I used to. Oh, yes, very well. Yes.
And me, I'm just like, well, I don't know, man.
I'm eating crayons.
Pretty much.
So I almost wonder if any industry, unless you're changing positions inside the industry, I feel like we're long in the tooth and like, well, the tools have started to compensate for lack of putting your hands in the bitch.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, even the stuff I work on now is a lot of embedded Linux systems, which is all command line BS. But my approach to the QA side of things for quality assurance is to approach a product as if I were a user. So my time is not spent in like the Linux world because that's not what the customer is going to be using.
Right. They're just putting their flies down or trying to hump a...
Yeah, and that's what I want to do.
Right.
Like, let's be honest.
Hi, customer support. My dick doesn't fit in this KiPRO.
Yeah.
Like you got to turn it around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I don't want to spend time in a part of the system that the user never is going to see.
Right.
They don't have access to that.
Right.
So my time is spent like the users are going to be using the front panel and they're going to be using the web UI to connect to it. And all of those things are what I need to touch because that's what the customer is going to touch.
Right.
So for me to spend time in there is kind of, I mean, unless the product's really new and just coming up as a new product, that's about the only time I would ever be in there. And that's so few and far between that, like, I don't get enough time with my hands in those guts.
Right.
So it's like I lose that, like, knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, I gain it, and then it goes away as I work on the product over some couple of years. And then later on, like, another new thing comes along, and it's like, okay, I got my hands in the guts. Like, how do I do this shit again? And then once all the UI software is up to speed to where the customer can use it, that's where I'm focused, not in the guts. So that's an interesting thing.
Yeah. So it's February. What is NAB going to happen?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I don't think so. I have no idea though.
Hey, Dave.
I haven't heard anything.
Dave.
Yeah. Let us know, man.
Hey, Dave.
I haven't heard much about trade show stuff. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I would be even afraid to comment, to be honest.
Is you guys still seeing semiconductor shortage?
I think it's still pretty prevalent.
The thing?
Yeah.
I saw it's in that vein. If you're anyone that's trying to buy a new car of late, right? And we've talked about it when we were talking about the used car, buying the Miata for Piper. Going to a lot at this point, I think probably in the last month or so, or 2022, things might be catching up a little. But if you're looking for anything from Ford, the Maverick, they had to halt orders for the Maverick,
the Bronco,
the Bronco, I think the Ranger they had to halt for a bit, and all of those are because shortage.
Yeah.
And you see some people starting to get their Bronco orders, and they ordered these things in 2020.
Oh yeah,
and they're trickling in. We're in 2022. These things are trickling in,
right?
And what is happening now is these people who put these orders in. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. I bought something in between.
Yeah.
So now you've got like this almost like if you're the 3080 cards, video cards, or a console that's of late, you've got people flipping Broncos or flipping houses that are like, yeah, I took the order of my Bronco, and now they're putting it out on Bring a Trailer or a Carvana or some shit. And
are they putting them on there for more than what they paid?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
they're the new dealer markup.
Oh yeah,
they're
like, yeah, I'll take this. They're paying $70,000-$80,000, and then because they're so hard to get, people are paying
how does that
over
work?
$100,000 for some of these Broncos because they're so rare.
How does that work for financing? Because how do you finance a car that expensive as a used car? Because now it's used. It's no longer a new vehicle.
Yeah.
Right? It's been registered.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
I
don't know.
Wow.
So in following some of that stuff, that news, someone had posted a picture of a lot in Michigan, like a Ford car lot. And it was we're talking a good, it reminded me a lot of, if you've ever been to the Bay and you've seen where cars come in off the Amtrak or off the boats where they store, Tesla has a lot like that, I think.
The new car storage.
Yeah, it's a huge lot where they just stage cars and then ship them out on the trucks. Ford apparently has a lot like that, and it was filled with Broncos.
Yeah,
I think
it was a jalopnik.
Yeah, they're like a foot of snow. They're all waiting on chips.
Yeah,
like there are.
So what brains are missing out of them? That's
right.
what I want to know.
What is that?
Yeah. Do they have some computers, like they got airbag computers, but they don't have the, because there's like 5 or 6 computers in there, right?
Right.
Easily. Is it under the hood shit? Is it under the dash crap? Is it something stuck in the back?
How long do they sit there with the paint and whatnot? Like,
I thought about that too.
Right? How?
Yeah.
If my Bronco's been sitting in your lot for 6 months, well,
waiting for a computer.
Right. Does that technically that's not new.
It is.
It's been hanging out.
Well,
sun's been hitting it, the dash, the seats, the paint.
Yeah. Well, did you see what was happening with Peloton?
Their stock tank?
Well, I mean, aside from that, there was a thing where apparently they've been selling brand new Pelotons that have serious corrosion issues.
Oh, shit.
Like rust inside the bikes.
Really?
Yeah.
When did that come out?
I just read about it today, and I was like, oh, damn. That's crazy. There was they had a word that they used internally as Peloton to not use the word rust. And I forget what that word was, but they used that word instead. And that was to signify
structural degradation.
No, it was just a one word, a one word. I can't remember what it was, but essentially it was like them trying to figure out how they can still sell these. Are they still safe? This kind of thing.
Because they took, I think it was pre-COVID. They ran into a problem with their treadmills. Remember, they killed the kid.
Yeah.
Didn't stop and it pulled the kid.
Yeah. That's some road.
And then going into COVID, they took off, right? Because everyone was, we're all at home.
Yeah.
I'll admit I have like a thing, like almost like Tesla. Their training program and the screen in the interactivity and that it was like ready to go, like almost seemed like Zoom for teleconferencing, like right place, right time.
Right.
Their price point is absolutely ass.
It's bonkers.
It's absolutely.
The treadmills are like $4,000.
Yes.
For a treadmill.
Yeah. And I was like, right up until they pulled them back because the one kid lost.
He lost.
He lost. Game over. And then going into COVID, then you couldn't get them. It was like, I was saying, almost like the Bronco. You couldn't get them because they were trying to ramp up production, and you were on a waiting list. And then that gives you, normal income people then get put into like since I can't buy it right now, do I really need to be spending that $3,000 to $6,000 on a fucking stationary bike?
Yeah.
If I can't, a waiting list is one thing. Well, then fine. I'll just sit. So watching it, and then coming out of COVID as things started to pull back, or not pull back, but open up, their earnings, Peloton's earnings was, I think it was just before Christmas, or maybe it was January, and it was, they lost. Their forecast was down because everyone was starting to go back out, and they had overproduced.
Yeah.
They had overproduced. So it was like, well, fucking fine. Why are your bikes still so much if you've got oversupply? So it's interesting. I saw nothing on their earnings call about any sort of rust or corrosion shit.
This is what so I just looked it up so I can
You can. Okay.
I can talk to it a little bit.
We're not talking about that.
So it's an article on Ars Technica, and it's they called it Project Tin Man.
Oh shit!
So instead of saying Rust, they said Project Tin Man or Tin Man.
Okay.
And so it was essentially how they are covering up the fact that the bikes had all this rust in them before they were shipping them off. And so Project Tin Man was their way of talking about it internally without using the word rust. Yeah.
Is a specific component?
I want to, the frame, I assume.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, obviously you don't see rust on the outside.
Well, there was some talk about places where there was rust buildup and places where you could see it.
Oh.
So this I don't know.
Date of the article?
Recent. Yesterday, 2/22.
Okay. And it was Ars Technica?
Ars Technica,
We'll tweet it out, and I'll put it in the description of the YouTube episode.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Because, I mean, their price point, like, weeds out a significant size of the income strata. Or you're making payments. Some of those people, probably COVID, are still making payments on a stationary bike.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to sell a product at that price point, your shit better be rust-free.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, period.
I wonder what happened. Because they, like I said, they were hotcakes. They could not keep them inside enough. Yeah. Or inside in stock enough. Because people were on waiting lists.
Well, they had some recalls, and then I think part of the delay of getting bikes out was the rust issue internally of them trying to figure out, are they safe or whatever? Can we still sell them?
How do we get around it?
Yeah,
do we need to?
Yeah, using rust converter on them to sell them. It's like, I didn't just buy an 86 Firebird, with floorboards that are missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And for that price, if you're someone that's gonna, end up finding rust in your fucking Peloton,
well, probably
no, you're gonna make this right.
I mean, I would assume most people would never bother to take the shit apart or look inside the tubing, but
could you imagine sitting on it? Let's see.
And then just it crumble.
You have something. I don't want to pull up. Do see how fast you can pull up how expensive a Peloton
pricing?
Yeah. I'd be curious to know how much someone probably in the last year and change spent on a Peloton that might have a rust problem.
Well, let's see here. It looks like they range from $1,500 up to $2,500.
God damn.
There's one for $3,000.
I really like that they're.
Yeah, it's very compelling.
The
with the screen and
like almost like a Google car where you can do like a
it's all virtual.
Yeah.
But that was the other thing was I read an article that was talking about they have a little bit of an issue. Apparently they have a high five thing in the app.
Oh yes.
So between riders you join a room or whatever, and then people can high five you and you can high five other people. Okay. Mm-hmm. Apparently they have this culture where, and it seems like it's just dudes
men are assholes.
Find a woman who's a part of the class and just incessantly high five and kind of harass her.
Uh-huh.
And there's no way to disable it. You can't turn it off and say, just ignore high fives or whatever. You're going to get harassed by the guy. And it was like a piece that was like sort of investigative where they went and looked at some of these guys' profiles and all the people they follow were all just women.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So they're just harassing chicks in a thing where it's like
I just want to
they
pedal.
just want to pedal and work out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you're at Planet Fitness, as a woman, and some dude just is walking up like high five constantly, high five, high five, good job, high five.
That was a good set. High five.
Yeah, I mean,
good set.
You'd be like, what the fuck?
Get the fuck off me.
There's no difference to me.
Yeah.
Whether it's virtual or not. Like, give it a fucking rest. So.
I like that drop set. You kind of make me swole.
Yeah, I mean, not only are you paying that much for the bike, but you're paying monthly for a service too.
Yes.
So you're paying for a service to like get harassed.
Yeah, no, that would not work out for me.
You would be upset if you found out your wife was being harassed on her Peloton that you spent $3,000 on by some fucking shady ass guy that's all he does.
My wife just needs a looped GIF of me, like 5 yards in front of her,
bending over.
No, just
oh,
she's because we went to Planet Fitness. She's like, well, there are treadmills like in rows, so that way you can run on one and I'll run behind you, so I can watch your ass.
Oh,
and I went,
there we go.
Yeah, they're set up like that. We could do that if it was that important to you. We could do that. She's like, because that's why I like running around here, because I'm behind you, and then I'll watch your ass. I'm like, well, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, speaking of Planet Fitness, I did join, and
I was going to say, I didn't know quite how I was going to get there.
Yeah. I've never been a person that has been a guy that's like, I'm going to join a gym. I'm going to go work out at the gym. Right. I feel like it's a necessity at this point. Like I just need to go. I need to work out. I want to lose weight. Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of become important. I feel like we have sort of a life shift happening. My son has joined. My wife started going with her because he's got the black.
You bring guests.
You
the
can
black
bring a
card.
guest. Yeah. And so I joined with the black card so that I can take Shannon now. So she doesn't have to rely on Chandler because he's not always around. And we've been going, and it is fucking me up. I will say that.
I will say,
yeah.
So a positive note,
yeah.
you have been pretty consistent, like as far as what I get to see, because we share work contacts on the watch.
Yeah,
so I see your elliptical, indoor walk, or the stuff that you've been doing.
Yeah.
You have been to the gym more days of late than I have. I just haven't been able to find time to go.
Well,
so
I mean, I just joined.
I'm
not there right now.
I think because you're here with me.
Right.
You want a workout for me?
Well, we are getting a workout.
Yeah, I'll give you a workout.
We're waiting for this show to stop recording.
Right. And everyone just grabs ankles and we roll around the garage.
That's right.
The studio.
That's right. It's like Batman.
So yeah. Come on, Robin. I got a picture somewhere that reminds me of that. Come on, Robin.
Sorry.
Yeah. Tit out.
The ambiguously gay duo.
Right.
Yeah.
What? What's going to happen here in the garage? We have these really great cameras.
And lights. Yeah. We got lighting.
Wow.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Finish what you were saying.
So I'm super impressed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what you're doing. And I think that because last couple times when I've talked about me and tearing stuff. I
got something for that, but
yeah, you do. The difference is, even though I have this difference between slightly younger me, when I didn't necessarily want to go to a gym, but I would go and I didn't like it.
Uh-huh.
It was like, this is my routine. I go to the gym, and this is a space somewhere in having kids. I was still like, well, I've got these memberships, and I'm going to use it, and I loathe the gym scene.
Yeah.
I don't really want to be there.
Yeah.
I think what's different about now and the Planet Fitness
model,
atmosphere and model is that I do want to go. I enjoy going.
Yeah.
I'm exercising at my own pace. I enjoy exercising. I enjoy the facilities that they provide, the atmosphere that it's like no
judgment zone.
Yeah, no one's there looking at me sideways. I have never seen anybody trying to pick up on anybody. I think COVID probably keeps that stuff down anyway.
Right.
I'm actually frustrated that I can't go more because I seem to be crunched for time.
Yeah.
And now it's like flipped on its head. I almost feel bad for not
going,
finding an opportunity to go.
Yeah.
I think you went after last week's show,
mm-hmm.
or even.
I think I joined on a Tuesday and I couldn't go that night or Wednesday, so we ended up starting on Thursday.
Yeah, I got a notification that you did a thing on Thursday evening, and I went,
"Oh damn,
fuck, fuck, shit." So it's very interesting to me that I do want to go. It's a good headspace. I think it's because of fitness and body health.
Yeah.
Along with trying to keep that as a good example for Venus and the kids, like, oh, do a thing. And it's, but you do have to want it. So it's encouraging to see that not only you joined, but you have been pretty active.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good to see.
It's sort of like no excuses. Like, just go and no excuses. Like you always say that you want to do X, Y, and Z. And there are a couple times where while Shanna had gone to Planet Fitness with Chandler, like I would just go on a walk or a run around the block just to like go out and do something while they weren't home. I'm just going to go run around the block.
Yeah.
But this is a way to like include my wife and myself together and like encourage each other and go. It's like we're going. Get ready. We go together.
Yep.
And I don't like. I'm so out of shape. Like I don't even know what I can do as far as like weight. I mean, I'm not really lifting weights and stuff. But like I don't know where my body starts breaking down as far as like. I started to find out last night.
Did you? I was going to say, so as someone that's just trying to get fit, or perhaps lose some weight, if that happens, what are you doing when you go?
So I have the first few times we went, I have been doing like rowing first. I'll do the rower first.
Okay.
I can take about 5 minutes of the rower.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be changing stuff up. It's sort of like a learning experience.
Yep.
Like, what do I want to do? Like, I don't know. I'll just kind of stick to this thing. So I've been doing the rower and then I've been doing the, just the treadmill. But what I found out with the rower is that, man, it really, my lower back was super sore. Like, when you're talking about you couldn't lift your arms.
Oh, yeah.
That's my lower back. It's like, okay, I need to chill on the rower. I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
So I switched it up and I did, I think I did like 15 minutes on the treadmill. And this is like with elevation and specific speed and trying to push it up a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And then I switched over to the elliptical, and that last night, holy smoke, the elliptical, like I'm like, okay, I'll do 15 minutes on I wanted to do 30 total minutes because I'd already done a walk and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do 30 total minutes. I couldn't get past minute 12. I had to stop. My legs were jello.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I will have to say, the first several times when I did the rower, I did the rower for 5 minutes, and I got off of it, cleaned up the machine, and then went over to the this sounds terrible, went over to the treadmill. I could not lift my leg up to get it on the treadmill.
Oh, well, yeah, that's okay.
Oh my God. And the first like 2 times, like I'm bumping my toe on the side of the treadmill because I cannot lift it onto the treadmill.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, holy cow.
Shit gets real. So the only advice that I would have for the rower is if you haven't, is definitely watch something on form, because if your back is not in the right place and you're rowing, you may, as someone that has back stuff, you may exacerbate a problem that you don't want to.
Well, that's some of what I was worried about. I wanted to let my back chill, but it didn't feel like it was the typical problem that I was normally having, which is like getting spasms and stuff. It just felt like hey, those muscles are fucking sore.
Yeah, the whole Neo waking up. Why do my eyes hurt?
Yeah.
Because you've never used them before.
Yeah.
Like, why does my lower back hurt?
Yeah.
Because you sit in a chair and you only go for walks. And this is rowing, motherfucker.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I feel like my lower back muscles are probably just weak as shit, and that's probably the reason why I get into a situation where I need muscle relaxers, because they're like mad at me because I did something.
But it's good that
But this is a strengthening thing, yeah.
A time limit.
Yeah.
And, there's no... I think that's the difference, too, between my last comeback into it is, and I think even what I was talking with Data's, it might have been on the side, is I got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
So there's no one to eyeball me and be like, you should do more weight. It's like,
you're not going fast enough.
I'm going to do as much weight as I need to get tired.
Yeah.
And there's no lotto for doing more weight.
No.
It's my pace.
Yeah.
I will do. And then because if I can get incapacitated in trying to like measure dicks over 120 pounds versus 160 pounds, like fucking no.
Well, that's what I like about that Planet Fitness atmosphere is it's like there's no one to measure dicks with.
Yeah.
Unless you're literally there with a group of people doing the same thing, like your friends, and you're all lifting weights together, they're the only ones measuring any dicks. Like there's no one else gives a fuck.
Did you take a look at the 30-minute circuit thing?
I did. I'm going to end up hitting that as well.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten there yet.
I think
I've only been going for a week or so. So
I think that's a really encouraging way to get some people. I think one of the hurdles to going to a gym is I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where to start. It's like, oh, the treadmill. Fucking get on the treadmill, do a thing.
Yep.
It's like once you get like it's almost like Data had talked about, like you need to go.
Uh-huh.
You need to go
get your foot in the door.
Attend. And once you get the repetition, probably overbait, #HiTony, like break the habit of not going, create a new path. I need to go. I need to go. Once you create that path, then it's like, and I need to learn what I can do here to perhaps get to the goal, the physical goals that I want to once I'm here.
Well, the equipment is somewhat intimidating, right? You look around and there's all this like monster equipment, and so it's like, well, I know what to do with the treadmill. I know how the treadmill works,
right?
And so I know how to row. I mean, I can do that, and I can treadmill. And like for me, one of the things I really want to do is strengthen my back. So the rowing was important,
right?
Treadmill is important because I want to get cardio. I want to get, and I sweat like crazy, man. I'm telling you. But anyway, then when I get off the treadmill after I've been on it for a while, I cool down and I just kind of walk around and I check. Oh, the stair stepper machines.
So have you?
Those look like they want to fuck me up.
I can't wait to try though. I haven't either. But,
they want to hurt me.
Have you done the QR code for the? Like some of the, that's what's nice about the app. Like you can,
so is it that
you can scan the QR code of a machine and then at home, like watch the video on how to use it, like completely without like standing there and staring at it. Like, is that where my dick goes? Like, where's the light socket? Like, how do I fuck it?
Where's the anal probe?
Yeah, I don't get it. Is this like the Mr. Garrison? No. You can.
Yeah.
They have a huge library in the app where you can look at.
That's the separate app, right? Or is that in the Planet Fitness app?
I think it's in the Planet. You can do both. I think you could. They have a huge compendium on YouTube alone.
Okay.
Or you can scan it in the gym itself.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it opens the app or shuts you to YouTube, but the app itself also has internalized tutorials.
The reason why I asked is because I scanned a QR code that was, I think it was on the treadmill, just to see what was happening, because I was like, oh, what does this do?
Yeah.
And it wanted me to download some other app. And so I downloaded that app and I'm like, okay. And then I went to use the app, but it made me, it's like another thing that needed an account.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't want to make an account.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want another account.
No,
yeah, I
shit.
would opt out of that too.
So I was like, fuck it. And then I just went back to walking. But that's the thing. Like I said, when I'm cooling off, I get a chance to walk around. And then Shannon and I walked over and we looked at the 30-minute fitness stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, well, I kind of get what's going on here. The fucking big light turns green.
A lot
and
of the machines in there are simplified too. So it's like there's not.
Yeah.
It's a simple motion.
And you move to the next do the simple thing and then the red light and then you go do the steps for the next series.
Mm-hmm.
And then the red light and then you go do the next thing. And we were talking to somebody at the front desk and they were like, yeah, you can go in there. You can do whatever you want, really. I mean, we recommend doing it in this order or whatever, but you can start here.
You can
and
jump
do that
in at any location.
Yeah, and just do whatever you want, really.
They have. Did you go to the back corner that has the? It's like an adult jungle gym.
The stretching area?
No, it's in the back corner by the mirrors. There's like kettlebells and big yoga balls.
Oh no, I didn't go over there.
They have this. It's not the ropes that you see people doing like this, but it is a big, thick rope.
Okay.
It's so thick. And it's got like a cotton sheath around it on a pulley. And all you do, it's heavy as fuck.
Okay.
And you just yank it.
Okay.
And you just totally...
Are you lifting something?
No.
Oh.
You are pulling... like a tug of war, like you're just trying to pull this rope in a loop.
Okay.
But it's a heavy rope.
Okay.
And so the whole amount of motion needed to just, if you get 20 seconds of this thing going full tilt boogie, and you're not like, well, you're probably a professional and you're not me. Because I'm like, oh, fucking, I'll give this a go. Like, how fast can you get this thing?
Yeah.
And like 10 seconds, I'm like, this is not what I expected. This.
Now, does it keep going?
Yeah, because it's just a circle of rope.
So
like
centrifugal force.
So you just loop it through, but there's enough drag on it because of the weight. And it, then it hits the floor and there's
a little whip
friction
action.
there, and and because it's so heavy, it shreds your arms.
I bet
and like flop sweat real fast.
Okay, so I noticed just from the rower. So not only was my lower back sore, but I got on the treadmill, and I reached up as I was walking to grab the handle, and both of my arms were like fucking sore. And I'm like, Jesus, like my back and my arms, like I'm okay.
Yeah.
But last night, man, that elliptical just jellified my legs.
Yeah.
I got off like
I essentially did the same exercises for Venus that last Friday ish. We did elliptical for a bit.
Yeah.
Rower. Now, I had been there for 2 weeks, plus I have latent running fitness still, but she was done. And I'm like, absolutely, we're not here to turn you into a puddle.
Right.
But
once you're tired.
But the elliptical is a full body, especially if you've got your hands on the business. It's full body, and then rowers too, but it's low impact. That's what I love about the rower.
That's what I like about it too.
And I like the water as opposed to the fucking fan. It's nice. They have 4 rowers there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
had
love
never
rowing.
seen anybody else on the rowers. I'm like, people just not use these? And then we were there last night and 3 of them were being used.
Oh.
And I went, damn, like
shit.
Busy night for the rower.
This went sideways.
Well, the only problem I have with the rower is my ass wants to creep off that seat all the time.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
no, my ass don't creep.
Adjusting a little bit, like, what the fuck is going on?
I just kegel into the seat and create like a suction.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then
I'll try that next time.
You gotta activate your glutes.
Yeah, I have to make sure though I'm on the other side of the gym from the Fox News channel. That's the only thing.
Oh, I don't think I've seen Fox News.
Oh, it's on the it's on the right, like second from the right or something.
I don't need any of that. When the last couple times when I'm there, it's middle of the day, so I get Ellen.
Oh,
soap opera, ESPN, something. And one of them is like fucking Telemundo, so it's like this Spanish.
Yeah.
Adios mío.
Oh yeah.
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 I'm like, I don't know a fucking clue what's going on there, but wow. She shouldn't have done that to that dude, and that guy is a hussy.
Now, you want to hear a funny story? Not related to Planet Fitness or working out. One time I had to go to Mexico City for work, and I was literally in Mexico City like less than 24 hours. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But the trip took me to Televiso, which is their big national channel in Mexico. And that is where they film all of the, not all of them, but a bunch of the soap operas.
Oh, okay.
And, they always, I could not believe the women walking around that place.
Oh.
They were just gorgeous. And I'm like, what is
like
happening?
A Victoria's Secret fest.
Dude, it was insane. But anyway, that was neither here nor there.
So the other part of fitness stuff.
Yes.
So I have on my side. So we started trying to meal plan.
Yeah.
Now we've done this before. It was a lot easier during COVID, and there's a learning experience here. So Venus, we're really trying to okay, so Jim and we need to get structured meal plans to make sure that we don't have snacky nom-noms in the house that are not good for you, and better eating. We don't necessarily eat trashy, but we can be better. There's always better. So last week, we wrote the grocery list with the intent of, okay, so let's buy stuff with intention of prepping meals for the week. And during COVID, what that looked like was I would buy stuff, say, for Philly cheesesteaks. I would buy meat and peppers and onions, and I would have them in bowls, and then as we wanted to make a meal, it's all there. It's all prepped and ready to go. You just grab a handful of this, a tong full of that, you put it in the pan, you make it.
Yeah.
What that doesn't work out well for is Venus and the kids who are now going not in the house.
Right.
That's not a prepped meal.
They're not going to be walking out of the house with a bunch of uncooked meat and some peppers.
Fixins. Yeah. And we got all through last week, and we basically, I went, well, it works for me, but that doesn't work when Venus needs to take a meal with her anymore. Mm-hmm. So we bought.
Because she hadn't been working, so
right, she hadn't been working.
This is a new,
this is
new paradigm,
right?
Yeah.
So it was okay. So we have to adjust this again when we make the meal list and the grocery list. It's not only do we have to prep it like we would be prepping on Sunday the stuff, but we have to make it and put it in the containers so that it can just be grabbed and she's got a meal done.
Yeah.
Okay, so because we can't keep doing it ad hoc, it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So we made on Sunday of this week, we bought chicken breast, and the Instapot is super awesome for rice, 15 minutes on the fly.
Right.
So I made a lemon chicken piccata with rice, and a whole bunch of zucchinis, and we had 10 portions, ready to go in the fridge. Now, some of them are going to Emily because she is crunched for time, so she stops by and grabs one before she has to go to lacrosse practice, so that way she gets a good meal.
Yeah.
But Venus now has something to take to work.
Yeah.
And it's not a bologna fucking sandwich. This was Xander pounded 2 portions of this when I made it because I made it for dinner Sunday. I'm like, well, we'll just make it for dinner, and then I'll portion out the rest of it for the week. So it filling, really good, microwaved, reheats real easy in a minute and a half to 2 minutes. A full meal, and nothing in it is fried, nothing in it is
That's a really good
preservative.
idea. Yeah.
But it took getting and the containers are cheap too. Like you could get as extravagant as you want with like a 3 or 4 portion whatever, but they're like the cheap Glad. I think I got 10 or 15 units, washable, microwavable, BPA free, whatever the plastic you don't want.
Personally, I like BPA.
I don't know. That whole thing. I drank out of a garden hose as a kid. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. But apparently, yeah. So having those now, I have a first world problem where I have a fridge. I replaced a freezer with a fridge in my garage, so I've got a place to store it. But they don't stack too high,
right?
And it helps keep the family from eating something where it's ready to go. Are you hungry?
Well,
don't grab a bag of chips if you don't have to. And we have chips and stuff in the house.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, if you're gonna make meals at home, you're already, for the most part, you're a leg up on the health aspect of meal stuff, and we've been. That is something that we've been trying to do, and we have done more of since the pandemic started, especially, is not eating out nearly as much as we used to in the past. Yesterday we made Trader Joe's. They have this pre-marinated, I'll just give you an example, pre-marinated beef short ribs that are Korean seasoned.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. And I saw those in there, and I went, "Oh, I'm making tacos with that."
Okay.
Right? Took it out on the grill, grilled it up so it had a little char on it, and it was one of the best tacos we ever made at the house last night. So good. And then Chandler bought some Korean barbecue sauce.
Okay.
And I had my wife buy some cabbage. Just put a little bit of that sauce in the cabbage and mix it up and put that on the taco with the meat. Dude, it was insanely good.
Wow.
It doesn't even need cheese, doesn't need guacamole or sour cream or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I did put some of that stuff on.
You can.
But the meat is insanely good. But I just felt good about, that, we bought a bunch of that kind of stuff.
A lot. All along the same veins of a Korean short ribs, the amount of meals in probably the last 2 months, because Rayleigh's has something that's probably more expensive than Trader Joe one. Korean short ribs. Yeah. The Venus doing a whole 3 cups of Instapot rice, and then the short ribs are so good, it's hard to not eat all of it as a family 4 in one shot.
Right.
But if there's some left, it is a quick and rice ball.
Yeah.
Some of that, 45 seconds, and it's good. It's great shit.
One of the things that we struggle with, though, is having vegetarian people in the house.
Yeah.
So that really changes things up. So for Chandler and I, the short ribs were great. We love that.
Yeah.
But for Shanna, she's doing her own thing. So it's like we can't necessarily prep in that way. We could, but it's excluding somebody for sure.
You could do.
Melly's
I would
not home
eat.
right now,
I would eat my body weight in a like a teriyaki bowl that was just broccoli and rice.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying for me personally.
Oh yeah, but I wouldn't. And if you were to make a dish like that, you could easily just
add chicken or something.
5 of the portions is rice, sesame seeds, broccoli, and perhaps some protein variant that hers. And the only variant difference for you guys would be the other 5 dishes have 1 package of short ribs. So hers, same meal, you're just changing 2 things of protein, an easy swap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, as non-vegetamidosauruses, she would be able to pull up all kinds of dishes like a taco.
Yeah.
That you do yours. I've seen, man, that whole YouTube rabbit hole of like meal prepping, dishes for meal prepping. Oh, fuck.
Why didn't I think of that?
Teriyaki chicken and rice, teriyaki beef on rice, beef short ribs, a burrito bowl type of thing. Like, fucking fried chicken, mac and cheese, fucking chicken piccata. I mean, that's a fancy ass dish.
Yeah.
And I made it to go.
Yeah.
And
for way cheaper than if you were to go out.
Oh yeah.
Way cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy. We were just talking about this because I enjoy cooking. It's one of the things that I think is fun, and I watch cooking shows and look up recipes, and I look at that and go, oh, that not only does it look delicious, but I bet you that's a challenge to cook, and it's probably fun as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I made over the weekend? Which I don't do a lot of this and probably won't do a lot of it in the future, but I will do it again at some point.
Okay.
We went to Trader Joe's, right? They had a box of bread, flour or whatever. It was called beer bread.
Okay.
And it's a box with the flour mix in it.
Okay.
You just add beer and cheese.
Okay.
And you mix it up and bake it.
Okay.
Dude. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very, very good.
Huh.
And I had a problem.
Like Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits good?
I mean, it's different than that. And it probably depends. You can use whatever you want. You don't have to use beer.
Like
it
what kind of beer?
Taste like beer. I used Blue Moon. I put a Blue Moon in it. You could use Guinness. You could use Coke or Pepsi or Sprite or ginger ale. And I kind of am curious to know how that would change the flavor of it. But I used a Blue Moon. It was very good.
Okay.
And then I just wanted to put cheddar in it. I didn't have cheddar. I had a mix.
Mm-hmm.
We just had some pre-shredded stuff. I just threw the pre-shredded mix of Jack and cheddar in it.
Mm-hmm.
Was delicious. Now I did have a problem. The cooking tin apparently that I used was a little smaller than what they wanted. They wanted like a 9x5, and I think it was like an 8x4.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't really realize that. I just figured they were all the same size, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
So
you fucked up.
Oh, that was the other thing, is you put butter on top. You pour melted butter on top. So what happened is I'm baking it, and the dough rose up out of the top and pushed all the butter out of the thing, and it poured into the bottom of the oven. So we had burnt butter smoke coming out. But beyond that, it was that bread was insanely good.
Wow.
If you get a chance to try it, I recommend it highly.
That's gonna have to take like 30 minutes on the rower to work off the calories.
Absolutely.
What was it? Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
I stopped by with the.
Oh yeah.
I had some I mean, that was out of nowhere.
Yeah. Where did those?
I was watching something on YouTube. I think it was Sam the Cooking Guy.
I'm trying this,
and
I love that guy.
And it was pork shots, and I went, okay, I'm gonna watch this because it's pork shots with bacon, and I went, the filling reminded me of your artichoke dip.
Yeah.
Which the artichoke hearts weren't in it, but I added them because I'm like, fucking, well, I'm this far, I might as well. I'm gonna put them in there.
Now it makes me curious though, actually, to make the filling out of the dip.
Yeah,
you could probably do it.
I'm sure. Yes, there's no reason why you couldn't.
Oh, okay.
But I only saw this. I was like, fuck it. Well, it's Super Bowl. I'm gonna make an order of Polish sausage, kielbasa, the filling, which was like a cream cheese and artichoke jalapeno, with a bacon wrapped around it that like held the squirt of the filling in it, and then I smoked it for like 3.5 to 4 hours so it all brought up the temperature and rendered.
Right.
And then you just fucking eat the whole thing.
Yeah, they were good.
It was really good. It was a
super rich.
Yeah, it was a bit like greasy for me. I could only have like a couple, and then I was like, it was really good, but I'm not gonna finish the rest of these because it was like I could feel my arteries going.
I like 2 of them. I was like, please, Chandler.
Yeah, finish these.
They're super good. They're just a little bit rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like out of nowhere. I'm like, well, I need to give these to somebody else as well.
That was kind of the thing with the bread. I saw it in the store and I went, oh, damn, I'm put it in the cart. I'm making that.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I thought I think I made something else on Sunday too. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, but the hors d'oeuvres, I'm like, well, foosball. And it's pork and bacon.
You know, for the Super Bowl, we went to my in-laws' house, and normally we'll sit around and watch the game, shoot the shit or whatever. I you know, like people always say that I just like watching the commercials. I do enjoy watching the commercials. I'm not really invested in the game very much necessarily, but I do get into it too. But we went over there for the Super Bowl. The game was on in the background, but we were playing like games. It was like it was game day for us. So we just were sitting around the table having, you know, playing a game. Yeah. And I didn't even watch any of the commercials. It's like the first time in years I haven't watched any of the commercials.
I didn't see. Well, one, we only caught in my house. We only caught like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was because we were sitting down to eat dinner. My Twitter feed kept me abreast of the halftime show. I didn't watch it. It was pretty like polarizing. If you were like our age and you enjoyed Dr. Dre and Snoop, you probably thought it was the best halftime show ever. If you're my dad, who showed up the following week, he was like,
what the hell was that?
I don't even know what the fuck happened there. Like, I guess you just had to like rap or something. And I went, careful, Dad. Well, I don't know where you're going to go, Dad, but I saw some fights and I enjoyed it. So,
not my.
But I didn't see much of.
Yeah.
I can't tell you a commercial that I saw that I had fucks to give about. I saw plenty of people bitching and moaning about Coinbase, some Bitcoin fucking thing that like tried to.
I heard something about that.
You know, QR code, and people like, who the fuck's gonna like scan some random QR code on their TV? All of you are the dumbasses. That the reason things aren't fucking safe. Someone puts a QR code up to the TV and you're like, well, I'm going to see what this does. Fucking, are you, what?
Do you think, though, they're going to put a QR code in a legitimate commercial that they haven't vetted?
Janet Jackson had her titties.
Yeah, but that's not stealing people's money.
At the last minute, someone could put in there. I mean, that type of shit is happening all the time on that platform over there.
Yeah.
Phishing schemes and fucking. Oh, it's, you know, all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm going to join this thing. And now you've.
Okay, so
moved your fucking wallet to. Oh, no.
If you go to a restaurant and they have a QR code, are you going to scan it to look at the menu?
Probably.
See, that's what I mean. That feels more risky to me than scanning a QR code from a Super Bowl commercial.
I think there's context. If it was like a Ford commercial, and they're like, "You want to pre-order your Bronco Raptor? Scan the code for this," and then they've got John Cena and Dwayne Johnson riding in a Bronco Raptor and jumping shit. I'd be like getting out my phone as fast as possible. Like, I need to pre-order this now. Well, Coinbase,
I don't know,
or OpenSea Bitcoin shit.
I think Coinbase. This is they were looking at this as like, this is our chance to be legit. Like, we're gonna reach a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
And you put a QR code in there that's like not legit.
Yeah.
You are just shooting yourself in the foot.
The owner ended up shitting the bed. He tried to like say that they're so independent that they created the whole concept of the QR code on their own. Like, you won't see mainstream things, financial business things doing this kind of outside the box thinking for marketing. You know, normal ad agencies won't do this. He had like a 12-thing threaded tweet about how special it was that they were outside the box. And somewhere about the 10th tweet or something, a lady who worked for the ad agency, right after he tweeted, an ad agency won't make this kind of thing, she tweets, an ad agency did make this for you.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking get wrecked, bitch. Like, dude. Like, he's trying to take credit for something about being and without having the awareness that It's not just your sycophants that are on the Twitters.
Following QR code URLs, right?
Yeah.
Is a lot of the same sort of commonsensical operation that you would get if you got a phishing email with a link that was bad. You don't just go and click the link and let it take you somewhere. You fucking examine where the link's taking you before you click it, like all that kind of stuff. When you scan it with your phone, it tells you this is the URL. And if it's not what you think it should be, or not even close, don't go through with it, man.
Yeah, well,
I mean, lots of people click the shit.
There were tons of security people. I'm sure Angie, hashtag hi Angie. Angie probably saw it in her feeds too.
Yes.
The uproar of the security professionals went, are you literally just put a Bitcoin QR code on the screen expecting sane security people to be like, well, sure, let's see what's up.
Well, this is either really smart or really dumb.
Right. Well, it's certainly not free for whatever the ad that they place. So you can only wager that they've come out positive. Right?
Well, I just that would surprise me that someone would spend that kind of money on a Super Bowl ad to put a nefarious QR code out. It just seems really counterintuitive. I mean, I don't know. I understand I get the concept. Of the negative side. I understand all of that stuff, but like we're going out of our way to like bag on Coinbase because they figured out a easy way to get their link into your phone.
No, I'm bagging on people who probably have no understanding of what that was going to do.
Yeah.
Because Americans are stupid.
Well, no, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, and maybe I'm naive, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, if you are buying that kind of ad and you have a nefarious,
right?
I mean, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're gonna get popped. Number one, this was on international television.
Here's the thing. It's not necessarily them specifically.
Yeah.
What I think it does is it opens up
it sets a precedent for future.
Right. The floodgates for this was so simple for me, and this did exactly as I was expected to. Like, I was interested in the ad. And so now I'm just going to go around. Like, my experience for this type of interaction, and I'm not very good with technology, is that this worked. And I should be, okay, so I'm going to do that one on this one. And fucking all of a sudden, bank drain, or you're getting mails about dwarf porn. Who knows? So it's like the amount of responsibility, that it just kind of went, for a bulk of the populace that has no reason in going, well, I trust this system.
Yeah, it does kind of hose over some probably future.
Yeah.
I mean, someone out there.
Hopefully it was near halftime and my dad wasn't watching, so I'm good.
Someone in the future is going to benefit from that.
Oh,
definitely.
I'm sure.
Don't go scanning QR codes in random places that don't.
Right.
I mean, if you see a QR code that's a sticker on top of it, don't scan that.
If it's a flyer for a lost puppy on a telephone pole,
don't. Yeah.
It's not a puppy.
No. And it's not taking you to Facebook, I guarantee it.
No. It's taking you to,
dude. I mean, I can totally appreciate that aspect of it, but like, I don't know. I mean, I mean, if you're gonna try and pull that off during Super Bowl ad time, and you're trying to be nefarious, like, wow, you just are asking for federal crime.
Right. Yeah.
Like, here comes FBI, CIA.
Well, all of those things. I mean, the accounts that used to be a join for free just sign up, and you have to put a card in, but we're not.
Oh,
but
no.
it's free. Like we just need like a legitimate.
I don't do that shit in general.
Some people,
let alone off of a QR code.
Yeah, but there are people that do.
Oh.
So who's to say how far you can go before it's a when you click the QR code, it takes you to a place to sign up for your free account on your blah 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 blah.
Just
blah,
enter
blah.
your card number.
This is just a hold up to prove you're a real person. You're not spamming us, and then 90 days out, your membership kicks in, but it was in fine print, and you're like, oh, I really like the ad. This thing looks like I really want to drive one of those, whatever that was, because they were jumping it, and fucking that's hot. And now, now you're $4.99. It's under the radar. You're not really paying attention. And 10 years later, you're like, I'd like to retire, but I've got no money because I lost it in jumperaptor.com.
Well, it's funny because, like, even if it's a website that I went to, right? Not QR code notwithstanding. I went to the thing and I'm curious about whatever product the thing is or whatever service it is or whatever. Oh, okay, a free account. Enter your card info. Fuck that. Are you kidding?
I'm out.
I'm out, dude. No way.
If I saw something like that on the TV, I would have to be like, go get me the trash phone. Go get my zombie phone.
Right. Because
I'm not putting that on the real rig.
Yeah.
And the amount of cycles that would take me, I'd be like,
forget it.
I'm over this.
I'm not pausing my TV that long.
Yeah. No. Someone, Xander, give me your phone.
Go get your old Android.
Someone go find me an Android. We'll see. I'm going to put this in a sandbox. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm totally not. I mean, first of all, it's a very rare day that I'm going to scan a QR code for anything.
Right.
But I'm not going to I mean, I would trust that one, but I'm not also going to scan that one off the TV either.
No.
You know what I mean?
But like,
I'm skeptical about ones I see around town.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I look at that and go, no. But if I'm in a specific situation, I need to read a menu because that's kind of how the things are going.
Right.
Then, okay. But
those I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully those are controlled. Like someone hasn't just slipped one in.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not like the Wild West with like airdrops and shit. Hopefully people aren't like, oh yeah, it pulls up a menu and then it adds a 10% gratuity. You're like, wait, what?
Actually, have you noticed, like, if you order food from your phone, a lot of times they just include the gratuity, and it's like, what? First of all, I am ordering it. I am putting all of the information in on my phone to order the thing. And then I have to drive there and pick it up at your fucking counter. All you're doing is making the food. I'm already paying for that. Where's the gratuity?
Yeah, that would be...
Why?
Well,
I mean, a couple of bucks, but I'm not giving you 20% for driving there and saying, I got an order for Jim. And they go, here you go. That's worth 20%?
For a stapled bag. Well, how do I? No, if you want 20%, you're going to open this bag. We're going to go down the list.
You're going to be working for that 20%, pal.
Are you just a bag rotator? Because they can get a robot in. Hey, listen, I'll tip you.
Yeah.
We're at time.
Speaking of tips,
I got
a tip for you.
Yeah, we're gonna roll around this floor here and skip gym day.
It's a smooth tip.
Yeah.
It's a smooth tip for Tony. You should check his oil.
Wash your hands.
Yeah. Wash your ass for sure.
Return the cart.
Thing is disgusting.
Because that's... you should always return the cart.
Do the kindness.
Get the shot.
And roll around in the hay.
Hey, we'll catch you next week.
See you later.
Bye.